Hare Krishna. Let us understand Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. So let us understand these chapters section by section. Before we begin the discussion, let us offer our prayers to our spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today, let us understand the fourth section of chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. The fourth section is from Shloka number 26 to Shloka number 34. This section is entitled Krishna consciousness is the ultimate perfection of our lives. So let us understand this section. After describing that Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, Krishna now describes how one can offer those sacrifices to him and how one can become completely Krishna conscious and become perfect in life. So let us understand this section. Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upartam ashnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. So here Krishna is very nicely describing how easy it is to perform devotion to Krishna. Krishna is telling, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyan. Patra means leaf. We can offer any leaf with love and devotion to Krishna. Generally here leaf refers to Tulsi leaf, which is very dear to Lord Krishna. We can offer Tulsi leaves at the feet of Lord Krishna. We can offer Tulsi garland to the Lord. We can offer Tulsi on the food items that we offer to Krishna. So, Patram, leaves are available anywhere and everywhere. Pushpam, flowers. We can offer fragrant flowers to please the Lord. We can make fragrant flower garland and decorate the Lord. So flowers are available anywhere and everywhere. We can offer it with love and devotion. Patra, Pushpam, Phalam. Fruits are also available in any corner of this world we can offer. If we do not get a leaf or a flower or fruits, Krishna is telling, Toyan, we can offer water to please the Lord. So pleasing the Lord is very, very easy. Everything is created by the Lord. The flower, fruit, leaf and water, everything belongs to the Lord. What are we going to offer? Krishna is telling, Tadaham bhakti uparatam ashnami. If you offer these things with love, I will accept it. So here clearly it is mentioned that Krishna accepts these things. So Krishna, God is a person, it is not some impersonal energy. Because he is a person, he is telling what he likes to accept. So here clearly Krishna is mentioning vegetarian items. Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Krishna doesn't recommend meat, eggs and all other non-vegetarian items. Krishna likes to take vegetarian food. So food which is in the category of grains, fruits, vegetables and milk, we can cook very nicely and offer it to please Krishna, and Krishna will accept it when it is offered with love. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is Satchidananda. He is eternal, full of knowledge and blissful. He is completely spiritual person. He can perform anything with any of his senses. Krishna created this whole material creation just by glancing at the material energy. Ordinarily, in human society or any other animal society, a child is born by the sexual intercourse between the male and female. But in Krishna's case, he can glance at the material energy and create this entire creation. And living beings are impregnated through the power of his glancing into the material energy. Similarly, when a devotee offers patram, pushpam, phalam, fruit, leaf, water, and a flower, when the devotee offers, Krishna can accept all these things just by hearing those loving words of the offerings made by the devotee, and just by hearing he accepts those offerings and leaves everything there as it is for the devotee to accept as prasad. So clearly here it is mentioned that Krishna accepts. That means Krishna is a person. Those are impersonalists, they cannot understand this verse, because here clearly Krishna is telling I accept. So they use their own concocted meaning to this verse, because it is very clear here that God is a person. So further Krishna is telling Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjohoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. So here clearly Krishna is telling, Yat karoshi, whatever you do. That means our life should be molded in such a way that whatever we do, it should be as an offering. It should be done as an offering to please the Lord. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, whatever we eat. Earlier in the 3rd chapter, Krishna has told that Yajñarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If we do not work for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, we become bound in this material world. And then Yajña Shishtashina Santo Muchyante Sarva Kilbishari. If we eat food which is offered to the pleasure of the Lord, the remnants of food which is offered in sacrifice to please the Lord, if we eat that prasada, we become free from all sinful reactions. So Krishna is telling, all that you do, all that you eat, you offer it to me. And then austerities. We all have to perform austerities in this world. So Krishna is telling, perform all those austerities for my pleasure. Yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. So in other words, Krishna is recommending that we always remember him. We always live in the mode of Krishna consciousness. Our life should be dedicated just for the pleasure of Krishna. We should take pleasure in pleasing Krishna. That is real life, which will make us really happy. For that, Krishna is telling, Shubha Shubha Phalairevam Mokshyase Karma Bandhanai Sannyasa Yoga Yukta Atma Vimukto Mamupaishyasi. In this way, you will be freed from all reactions to good and evil deeds, and by this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So Krishna has given the method of returning back to him. In the previous section, Krishna has told that those who worship devatas, they go to the devatas. Those who worship ghosts and spirits, they go to such planets. Those who worship ancestors, they go to Pitruloka. Those who worship Krishna, they will return to Krishna. Now, how to worship Krishna and return to Krishna? Here Krishna is mentioning very clearly. So Krishna is telling, by offering everything for the pleasure of Krishna, whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever austerities we perform, we become free from all the reactions to our karmas. Whether it may be good actions or evil actions, there are reactions. We have performed so many actions in our past lives. We don't know when we are in this material world. We have performed innumerable karmas in our past lives. So all those karmas have reactions. And to experience those reactions, we will have to take birth again and again. But by performing actions for pleasing Krishna, all the reactions which are yet to come will all get destroyed, will all get burnt away. So therefore Krishna is telling Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma. Sannyasa Yoga means living only for pleasing the Supreme Lord. That is called Sannyasa Yoga. Sannyasi means a person who has dedicated his body, his words, his mind, his actions, everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Such a person is called a sannyasi. So, Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma. By performing everything only for pleasure of Krishna, we become Yoga Yukta. We get connected with the Supreme Lord. So, by connecting with the Supreme Lord, we become free from the reactions to our material activities that we might have performed in the past. So in this way, we can return back to Krishna. Unless we are free from the reactions of our karma, we cannot get liberation from this material. But by performing actions to please Krishna, immediately we become free from all material reactions. Further Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever render service unto me in devotion, he is a friend, he is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and all the living beings are his own parts. Therefore he is equal to all. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna is equal to all because all are his energies, all are his parts. But ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. But if someone worships Krishna with love and devotion, Krishna also loves them. He also reciprocates because that is natural. Krishna is not some senseless person. God is a person. So, as we surrender unto Krishna, Krishna reciprocates accordingly. So, this is the principle. So, just like the king, he is equal to all the citizens. He performs so many welfare activities just for keeping all the citizens comfortable. But whenever there is danger, the king first of all takes care of his own children within the palace. He shows extra care and protection to his own children, because they are intimately connected to him and it is natural. In the same way, all living beings are parts of Krishna. Krishna loves everyone, he is equal to all, and he is not partial to anyone. But those who worship Krishna with love and devotion, those who are surrendered to Krishna, he shows his special mercy in protecting them and maintaining them and providing them. That is his special mercy because they are surrendered to him. So he also reciprocates accordingly. Further Krishna says, Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito isaham. Even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. So while living in this material world and while performing devotion to Krishna, sometimes a devotee, because of his past habits, because of his past association with material world, he may perform some activity which is not in line with devotion. He may fall down from devotional principles and commit some abominable activities. But Krishna is telling, even though he has performed some abominable act which is not in line with devotional principles of worshipping Krishna, still that person has to be considered as a sadhu because he is properly engaged. Sometimes accidents do happen, so that doesn't disqualify that person from becoming a devotee of Krishna. Neither he becomes abominable. So one has to consider him as a sadhu, and he will advance in devotion. He will rectify. Krishna will see to it that he becomes rectified from the abominable act. He becomes purified. By engaging in devotional service to Krishna itself, he becomes completely purified and he becomes properly situated. So Krishna says, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So even though one has performed abominable act, by performing devotional service, he becomes quickly free from all those abominable activities and he becomes purified. So Kshipram bhavati dharmatma, he quickly becomes a righteous person and Shashvat shantim nigacchati, he achieves lasting peace. We all are in search of peace and happiness. We can get peace and happiness only by surrendering to Krishna, only by serving Krishna, and there is no other way. And Krishna is telling, Kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. If we take shelter of Krishna, we will never be vanquished. A devotee is never vanquished by any kind of miseries because he is under the complete care and protection of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord Krishna is in control of all the laws of this creation. So he will take care that a devotee who has surrendered to him, he will make progress towards achieving the complete perfection of returning back to Krishna. So further Krishna says, Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepesyo papayo nayaha Sriyo Vaishyastata Shudrastepi Yanti Param Gatim. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, that is merchants, as well as Shudras, that is workers, can approach the supreme destination. So Krishna is equal to all. Any human being can perform devotion to Krishna. He may be of a lower birth. Here Krishna is clearly telling women, Vaishyas and Shudras are considered to be of lower birth because of their own past karmas. But they also can perform devotion and achieve the ultimate perfection of life, of returning back to Krishna by Bhakti Yoga, by loving devotional service to Krishna. So as far as devotion to Krishna is concerned, everyone is equally qualified. Every human being can perform devotion to Krishna and achieve ultimate perfection. So further Krishna says, Kim punat brahmana punya bhakta rajashvayastatha anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. How much greater than I, the brahmanas, the righteous, the devotees and saintly kings who in this temporary miserable world engage in loving service unto me. So when people who are of lower birth such as women, Vaishyas and Shudras, when they can achieve perfection by performing devotion, then what to speak about Brahmanas, righteous people, devotees and the kings who are righteous and devoted. They all can achieve perfection because they are properly engaged in serving the Lord. And this world is, Krishna is telling, Anityam Asukham Lokam. This world is temporary and full of miseries. So an intelligent man, he will not do activities which will bind him to this material world. He will not think of finding happiness in this material world because this world is fully miserable. It is dukkhalaya. It is a place of misery. So it is actually foolishness to find happiness in a place of misery, which Krishna himself is declaring. If at all we need happiness, we have to quit this material world and return back to the spiritual world, connect with Krishna in the spiritual world in a loving relationship and enjoy with Krishna forever. That is real intelligence, and only a devotee of Krishna is really intelligent because he understands that this is not the place to live, this is not a permanent place. One day this body gets destroyed, one day this whole world gets destroyed. So where is the question of happiness here? So we have to perform devotion to Krishna and return back to Krishna. So how to perform devotion and return back to Krishna? Here Krishna is telling, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktva atmanam matparayana. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So here is the formula for achieving perfection in life. So Krishna is telling, Mat manaham, always think of me. Absorb your mind in thinking of me. Now to think of Krishna, first of all we have to hear about Krishna, know Krishna properly. So we have to hear about Krishna from a pure devotee of Krishna. Krishna himself is telling about who he is and what he likes, what he doesn't like in Bhagavad Gita. To clearly understand these instructions given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic scriptures, we have to approach a pure devotee of Krishna, surrender unto him, serve him and inquire from him, and in that way learn about Krishna. So once we hear about Krishna properly, we can always think of Krishna. And also by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we can think of Krishna. Then Manmana Bhava Mat Bhakto, we have to become a devotee of Krishna. How to become a devotee of Krishna? We should learn from a pure devotee. And as described in the previous sections, there are 9 methods of performing devotion to Krishna. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnoha Smarana Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. There are 9 methods of devotion. The first method is Shravanam, hearing about Krishna. Kirtanam is the second method, glorifying Krishna, narrating about Krishna. After we have heard sufficiently about Krishna, we can glorify, we can tell others about Krishna, we can chant Krishna's names, we can sing Krishna's bhajans. Then Smaranam, we should think of Krishna, we can remember Krishna, his beautiful form that we see in the temples, beautifully decorated, the deity form of Krishna, and the instructions in the Bhagavad Gita, we can always remember. And we can also remember and recall various activities of pure devotees, how Krishna he interacts with pure devotees, we can remember. Then Archanam, we can worship the deity form of Krishna either at home or we can go to visit a temple and attend the worship there. Then Pada Sevanam, we can worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Then Dasyam, we can worship the Lord like a servant. We can offer our services like a servant. Then Sakhyam, we can offer our services like a friend. Then completely offering everything to Krishna. So all these different methods of worship, we have to learn from a pure devotee of Krishna. So in this way, we can become a devotee of Krishna, Bhava Madbhakto. Then Mang Namaskuru, Krishna is telling, offer your respects to me. So we can visit a temple of the Lord and completely bow down in front of the deities. Even at home, we can bow down before the either deities. If we are having deities, we can bow down before the deities, or we can keep a picture of Krishna and bow down. So by doing this, Krishna is telling, you will return back to me surely. So this is the formula of success. We can return back to Krishna and make our life perfect under the guidance of a pure devotee. Without having an association, without taking shelter of a pure devotee, we cannot perform devotion to Krishna. So we have to approach a bona fide spiritual master coming in the 4 paramparas from Krishna, and we have to take instructions from him, surrender to him. So his divine grace is in Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He is coming in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. He has explained in his books, in his teachings, in his lectures, and in his organization how to worship Krishna, how to become a devotee of Krishna. So by taking shelter of his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, through his institution, through his organization, we can become true devotees of Krishna and return back to Krishna. 9th chapter ends here. We will understand 10th chapter in the next session. Hare Krishna.